Just a second here, waiting for it to say that I am really and truly live. Even though it does this, I think I'm already live. There we go. Okay. Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. About a week or so ago, I posted a question, and I said that over 95% of my private clients had one or more parents, one or both parents, who never said "I love you," and I asked if that was you, and I got a lot of comments from a whole bunch of you about that. And what I've found is that the connections between that and chronic pain, illness, chronic issues in adulthood is, I mean, it's huge. And a lot of these people that I work with would describe that they had perfectly normal childhoods, except for that thing that nobody said they loved me. And when you are little, that's a thing that you need to hear. I mean, I'm just drawing conclusions from this based on what I've seen. And that now is some of the first work that needs to happen. Now, you may have had other things where you felt abandoned, you felt unloved. There may have been childhood trauma in there. There can be a whole lot of different things, but that is now some of the first work that needs to happen when people come to me to work privately. We've got to look at the age, that very first age, and there may be several ages. We've got to go back and help those kids, those younger versions of you, get to where they feel safe and loved. Now, if you had, for instance, if you were forced to go to nursery school at a young age, you may have developed a fear of abandonment, which is really interesting. I had a client years ago who had been born prematurely and spent weeks and weeks and weeks in an incubator in a neonatal unit. Yeah, and felt tremendous abandonment. Now that plays out in your life, in your relationships later on. It's showing up. I guarantee you it's showing up, and not just in your pain levels, but going back in and doing this work. And it's not technically inner child work. My name for it is actually Past Perfect, and what we're going in and doing, and this is not tapping, it is foundational work that has to happen to help that age of you, and it's usually a child between the ages of 2 and 6. 3 or 4 is most common, when they begin to understand themselves as separate from their parents and realize that, oh, well, they aren't doing this with me. They aren't, they don't see me, they don't listen to me, they don't tell me they love me. Maybe there is abuse, maybe there's yelling, and you begin to form the opinion that that is happening because something's wrong with you. So you begin to form that thought at a very young age that you don't deserve love, that you don't deserve to feel safe, and that abandonment becomes your pattern. You may be seeing this in your relationships. Think about it. Now, it turns up as pain that way also. If you think that you're not worthy and deserving of love, you have difficulty loving yourself. You may not take appropriate self-care. If you have emotions building up, you're going to hang on to them. And it's all because of that childhood stuff. So it's really interesting work. I remember the abandonment fears. It can be medical stuff even. You may have had perfectly good, loving parents who did say they loved you. But when we go back and look, no matter if you're coming to me for some big issue right now in adulthood, there's always a childhood link. Some version of you, really young, that had something traumatic happen. And we've got to get that child someplace where they feel safe, protected, loved, cared for, seen, heard, where they trust that they're okay. That has to happen. You may have several versions of it. So I wanted to just talk to you about that today because it is such interesting work. It is foundational work in my private programs. It's one of the things that has to happen first, because otherwise you're trying to make change on an unstable base. Got to get the kids safe first. It's just a priority. So I wanted to talk to you about that. And if you've got questions, leave them for me. I'll answer them here. If you're interested in having a conversation with me about working privately, because all of these things relate to pain, illness, they absolutely have connections. You may have other things too. So I'll put the link in there. You can get on my calendar. It's a complimentary conversation, and it's always interesting. I will identify the patterns that you have based on the conversation in your life. They may be DNA patterns. I'm going to also tell you where they came from, how many generations you've been carrying this thing, because I can see that. It's such interesting work. You may have an open soul contract, which is ruling all the things in your life and causing some unpleasant experiences and contributing to pain levels. Things like migraines, TMJ, jaw pain, IBS issues, lower back pain, lots of that. So humans are such interesting creatures. I love this work. I do. So yeah, have a conversation with me. It's interesting stuff. I will drop the link. Probably Facebook's slow. I'll drop it in comments, and then as soon as they'll let me, I'll put that in above this video. So if you had childhood stuff and you're having stuff now, yeah. Once we go back in, like the abandonment thing, that woman's, when we fixed that problem for her as an infant, all of a sudden she no longer had abandonment going on in her adult life with friends, loved ones. That stopped happening because she understood that that was no longer a pattern. She no longer needed to have that happen. I love this work. Come talk to me. See you soon.